Virgo, you are up for the September money reading. As I say with all the readings, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person here reading energy and the tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Now that I've said all of that, I like starting things off with good news. So one of the cards that came out was debt paid. Debt paid. So some of you are paying off your debt. That might be your focus for the month of September, which makes sense because Venus was in retrograde, which usually when Venus is in retrograde, more money goes out than comes in. And then it also makes people look at their finances too. Venus goes direct on September the 4th or something like that. Mercury is still retrograde in September until the 15th. So that is also a review of things. So reviewing your finances and saying, hey, I want to pay off some debt, that makes sense. So some of you will be paying off debt in the month of September. Now, also, it seems like there might be a debt consolidation or you're trying to purchase something. Because one of the cards that came up was loan denied. And funny enough, the card that followed loan denied was new assets. As soon as I had seen this card, something told me it's like they're going to get approved by somebody else. And sure enough, later on at the end, loan approved came out. So that already confirmed my intuition when I had seen the new assets part. So for some of you, this loan that you're trying to get, this is going either to debt consolidation, where you're trying to pay off your debt with the loan and consolidate it and try to get a lower interest rate, which makes sense because if you're paying like a 20% interest rate on credit cards and stuff, even though for loans the interest rate is like what, 8% now or something like that, that's still lower than 20. So understandable. For others of you, you might be trying to get a car, and as I said before, you may be denied. That happened with me in my car, where I had bought a new car and I think 2 banks said no, but then another bank said yes. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. So I got the car. It may be something like that for you, where you're trying to get a car and they put you out there, but then they're like, oh no, this bank said no, this person said no, but then they come back and they're like, oh well, Wells Fargo said yes. That type of thing. Also, vacation came out. Some of you might be looking to take a vacation, or you're planning on going on a vacation, like it's already booked and everything good to go. If you're doing it, I hope you're doing it after September the 15th. If not, make sure you quadruple check everything, because during Mercury retrograde, stuff can be misunderstood, stuff can be lost, stuff can be delayed. So keep all of that in mind. Definitely get travel insurance if you do not have travel insurance. Now, other thing that came out was performance evaluation. So some of you might be having a performance evaluation in the month of September, where they're looking at your work, seeing what you're doing. Also, for some of you, one thing I heard when I was working with the cards and meditating on them is that your performance evaluation is tied to a bonus. That bonus for some of you might go back to the debt being paid, meaning that you get a good performance evaluation, which gives you a bonus. I heard at the end of the month in my head. At the end of the month, and then that money is used to pay off debt. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Also, at the bottom of the deck, we have resign, retire. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be you. This could be somebody in your company. You know how they say sometimes where it's like, oh, I want to spend more time with the family, I want to be more fulfilled, and all that other BS they usually say at corporations. There may be something like that going on at your job, and if somebody leaves, that may open up a position for someone else. So when they move up, then you might have the opportunity to move up into their old position as they move into a higher position. So keep that in mind too, which also might lead back to the performance evaluation as well. So keep that in mind. Now, as for the oracle cards, the 3-eyed raven came out. It's hard to see because of the lighting. I'm turning it this way. The 3-eyed raven came out. This is basically saying expect the unexpected. Something unexpected will happen in the month of September. So just be as best prepared as you can for unexpected things. But some type of unexpected news is happening in September. Also, with this one, with freedom flows, this is saying don't be afraid to be adventurous. Don't be afraid to take a chance. Don't be afraid to try something different. Don't be afraid to think outside of the box. And then finally, This one says a stranger's grace. With the stranger's grace card, this one is saying that don't be surprised, and that might be the unexpected thing. A stranger might come to your aid with something in September. Maybe that the stranger is the one who pays off the debt. You never know. But expect something in regarding a stranger in the month of September where a stranger is willing to help you. All right, so that is your message, Virgo. That's all I have for you. Until next time, be blessed.